Alright, so we have this here. Oh, I'm going to be over here again. Go to the main contents, we're going to right click, we're going to migrate it. Yep, we want all the things. I can't wait till I get a second monitor. All the things, we're going to hit OK. We're going to go to not my game. We're going to go to my YouTube streaming project. I'm going to click on the content, select the folder, replace everything that's there. Yes, files are copied over. I can close this now. The second thing we're going to do is girl. We're going to find our survival girl. We're going to add it to the YouTube project. Add it. The game already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes. We're going to replace everything. And that should bring our girl back to the default state. Anything that we change in those two files should be yep. Usually anything that's happens in those two files, this one or this one, should be back to its default state. I don't think I've seen that error before, so I'm just gonna do it one more time. Just in case. Some files, I'm not too sure what it would mean in which files. Maybe because I started clicking on things here. Being impatient. Or, actually, maybe I should close this here. Try one more time. It's making a liar out of me. Of course, it only does this when it's on stream. But, yeah, normally you just add, it's just going to replace everything that's there. Sometimes your computer caches things in like a memory, so sometimes, yeah. So it was complaining because it was open. Sometimes your computer caches things. So another way, if that's still coming up with that error, another way you could do things is you could fully restart your computer, then add with nothing open, just open Epic Games Launcher, and then add it in, and it should replace the current stuff that's there. We're gonna need this guy here. Okay, gun and gun. Yeah, wish I could add this to the screen somehow. So we have a fresh locomotion kit, we have a fresh girl, and we need to get everything on the girl. We are not going to use this skeleton just because it doesn't have breastbones and a bunch of stuff like that. That's probably where the error came from. I tried to give my girl breastbones, put them in the wrong location, and made her chest and everything messed up. We'll probably just use this girl's skeleton and then move everybody to her. But to use her skeleton, we're gonna have to open up both of them. So character assets, mannequins, we're gonna need the skeleton, and we're gonna go to survival girl, meshes, skeleton, and we're gonna make sure they're both humanoid rigs. Save them. We're gonna view both of their poses and make sure that both of them are in the same pose and their hands are in the same pose. And this pose here that they're in is called the Unreal A pose. It's not a regular A pose, it's the A pose for the Unreal characters. And they're both in the same pose, which is good. Now, we need to, I'm probably going to best throw my character over here today. Now we need to make sure that we have all the same stuff on our girl skeleton. So and as you can see, she doesn't have a lot of those, but she has breastbones and a backpack bone, where he does not have these things, and that's probably where those errors came from. So we need these. virtual bones, so they have the inverse kinematics. We need these for our cameras later on, these socket bones, stuff like that. So we're going to click on the socket bones first. So we can just go here, copy selected socket bone. We know it's on the head. We go to the head, and we just paste socket. And it's popped down here because she has a bunch of ponytails and other bones that you could add for like when the hair is blowing in the wind and stuff. We're gonna copy socket bone, and we're gonna paste socket bone. We're gonna copy socket bone, and we're gonna paste socket bone. Boom, that's those sockets out of the way there, and they're the exact same. We're gonna start doing the hands here, all lowercase but capital LHS IK. And this is where if I shrink the screen here, put this here, bring this over here, I can see my cheat sheet. Again, you can get this off the Advance Locomotion Discord. Sometimes it kind of gets, you kind of figure it out by looking at the bones, depending on the kit. And again, why I wanted to go over this a couple times, because this is good for just getting advanced locomotion, not just the easy survival kit, but as you can see, I'm not going to deal with any of the easy survival RPG. I'm just dealing with a character. You can do this for any character. This is going to give you the good locomotion on any character you want. And that for any of your games here. So, first one is left hand. So we're going to quickly run to the left hand. And go to her left hand. We're going to make sure the bone structure is pretty much the same. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Left hand. That's the source that we're doing. We're adding a virtual bone. The target's going to be IK gun. And they all will have IK gun, IK gun. And this is named LS handgun, but sometimes I just prefer here LS IK handgun. Alright. So we want to hit F2 to edit it. LHS IK handgun. Make sure those are the same. LSS IK handgun. LHS IK handgun. Okay, now this one's attached to this one. That's the source. So we don't even need to know that, but we need to know the target, which is IK and R. Just right click, add virtual bone to IK hand R. IK hand R. Click that. In the name. And sometimes you can actually just probably click this, hit F2, copy. I might do that actually. Hit F2, paste. There we go. Now we know that's actually the exact same. That might be a faster route to go, boys. Alright. Sorry about that. Let's go to the next one here. Switches, nothing important. Alright. So IK handgun again, but this looks like it's the right side off the right hand. Yeah, right hand. So we're gonna go here. Right hand. Add virtual bone, and again that was an IK gun. So this is going to be like, again, you want some games you want the IKs in for when you're climbing and you have a weapon, or when you're running into a tree or something like that, or an enemy runs into you. Sometimes you want to push the weapon into your chest, and so that's why you have IK for your hand, as well as the IK for the guns is just for simply where your hands are positioned on the gun, whether it's a left-handed gun, right-handed gun, crossbow, stuff like that. Your hands will be positioned differently. So we got this. We're gonna go back here. We're gonna click on this, F2, Control C. Click on this, F2, Control V. Now we got the same. Now we're gonna click on. Oops. Oh wait, that just shut up. RSSIK handgun. RHSIK handgun. Okay, yeah, that's the same. And so yeah, now we're gonna go right. That's on the right hand, and that's on the right hand. I know I'll mess this up. So yeah, then we're gonna go right click this, add virtual bone, and this time we're gonna go left hand. IK left hand. Right, just like this one's the IK left hand. And so again, F2 to rename, copy, it's Control C. F2 to rename, copy, Control V. Now we should have, if you could see them here at the same spot, we should have two identical kind of naming conventions for these hands. Good, good, good. The next is the foot, IK foot, targeted foot. So let's go down here, IK foot left, right? IK foot left. Yeah, you got offsets and stuff, so IK foot left. And we're targeting left foot, so IK foot left. Add virtual bone, targeting the left foot. Here, so down to the IK left. And we're gonna add F2, Control C, F2, Control V. And if you want to know how you know that's F2, we'll do that in the next one here. So after you got left foot, you go to left foot to calf. IK left foot to IK left foot calf. IK left foot. Add virtual bone, and that is left calf. Is so it keeps sliding this up on us. All right. When you right click here, it says rename bone, and there is the F2 shortcut. So delete. The delete shortcut is actually the delete button. So if you hit rename, and again, Control C, Control V is used for Word and like every software that's out there for copy and paste. Now you need the right foot and the right knee. So we're going here, adding virtual bone to right foot, and we're going to go back here, F2, Control C, F2, Control V, virtual bone, right calf, and then go down to right calf, F2, Control C, F2, Control V. There, we're getting looking pretty good here. Alright, now we need these VB foot targets here, so we're going to click this. Oh, no, so we go in from the root foot, yeah, right back to the root foot. We're going to, root foot, the actual root foot. And that's why it's a little bit back from this. And we're going to the left foot and then the right foot. So root foot, add virtual bone, left foot, F2, Control C, 2, Control V, and then root foot, add virtual bone. Now it's the right foot. Details. Left foot, right foot. Okay, and go here. We're gonna click F2, Control C, F2, Control V, and then the last one we have is the actual root, and the root is just called curves. So we're going to, oh, and the root goes the root, so all the way up to the top, root, add virtual bone to the root, and I'm gonna go down here just so it's spelled the exact same. F2, Control C, F2, Control V. Alright, so we're gonna save this. We're gonna save this guy. We didn't edit him, so it should be fine. Yeah, and that is the skeletons having all the same stuff. Now you might be asking, this is again the second time I've done this, why does it matter? Let me just double check it, make sure nobody said anything. Okay, yeah, good. Why does it matter that, so open this big again. We close this, we're not gonna need this. That we get all those virtual bones in, and where is it accessed? So I'm gonna go show you guys that here. One of the easier ways to always get stuff is you can just filter it. So now it's just gonna pull up all the animations. Interesting. I haven't even retargeted it, so it just hasn't saved from before. But if you click here, see it actually uses the specific name of the specific virtual bones. So if it's even off by a casing, like if you had an uppercase here actually on your bone name, but it was actually a lowercase, then you could run into problems. But for some reason, I don't know, just in case before we go any further, because we haven't really touched anything to do with the Advanced Locomotion System yet, just so we, I'm going to take off that filter, don't run into problems. I'm going to close this. I'm going to save the skeleton girl. Hopefully that just saves fine. I'm going to go over here. Might actually crash. I didn't think about that. Darn it. Live area. Open this. And we're going to remigrate it over with the actual level closed, because just like we had we're doing it before, it was running into errors. Let's pull up our task manager. For some reason, when we're saving the skeleton, yeah, it's not responding. It just broke. 0.6 CPU. 0.4. I guess this is using like 0.3. No GPU. Could actually be working just very, very slowly. but I didn't edit the mesh. We're not on task. Client crashed. Yep, it crashed. I understand. Yes, it crashed. It crashed. So yeah, we're gonna now migrate this over. Yep, we want all the things. Put myself back over here. Okay. We're going back to our tutorials. Nope. YouTube content. Yes to all. We have another YouTube stream. So we're going to open those things back up. We're going to check our two skeletons again. Make sure they have the bones. We go to this skeleton. Make sure humanoid. Make sure humanoid. Bones are the same. Everything's the same. Right, so two skeletons are the same. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into the Advance Locomotion, character assets, and we're going to take this animation now and we're going to put it onto our character. The way you do that is retargeting animations. Now we're going to take the Unreal skeleton here, which is her, and in this spot you could set prefixes and stuff like that, but main thing we're going to do here is we're going to choose a location. We want it to go into the Survival Girls area. We want it to go into animations, and so all the generated animations, because it's going to copy all of the Advanced Locomotions animations to her, are going to go there. Later on, when you're cleaning up your project, by doing this and taking away all the duplicating all the animations to a skeleton of a character that you're actually going to keep in the game, you might, if you're not using the camera or anything else from Advanced Locomotion, you could just delete this folder completely out after, because you're done. You got the animations, you got you got everything you needed from it, and again, it's free, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, you got everything you need from it. You can just delete it, get rid of it. But for now, we'll just leave it in there. Until we know we're not going to need to retarget anything else. So we can pick our location, we just hit retarget here, and this sometimes can take a bit. And now our character, we open this up, has the animations. So she's just kind of sitting still. That's one of the idols they have. Backpack's just kind of hanging. Only thing that looks really off is the backpack. We'll see how our character looks later on. File. Save. Save. And so yeah, now we're gonna go into our blueprint. Whatever your main class is, we're gonna go into that here, and we're gonna start making it so you can use this. I'm gonna give the example. We're gonna check out. We're gonna change our whatever your main player blueprint is. We're gonna change the character mesh to be our new character mesh from our girl here, and we're gonna change the and once we see that, we can see what the character looks like. And then we're going to start changing the actual player class so that we could actually get all the variables we need to move around with the Advanced Locomotion System's animation blueprint. Because this blueprint needs a bunch of stuff to actually work from the player character. Oh man, he's saving so long. Let's just see if anybody said anything, if anybody's on. Oh! Darn. I don't know how long you guys were DC'd for. Hopefully I just disconnected there. Did OBS disconnect? 60 frames a second. It's using 1.1 of my CPU. Been live for 31 minutes, so I didn't disconnect. Okay. That was just my YouTube channel. Okay, that's good. Alright. So I should be able to download the stream still and copy it over. Alright. So, next, yeah, like I said, it's saved. So we want to go into this character. Now that we're done with the skeletons, this doesn't really matter. I can save it, sure. Close. Won't be looking at the blueprint right now. We're gonna take this character and make sure we click on this and we slot it in there. We're gonna go to the viewport and we're gonna change the animation to, now you might want to actually rename, so Survival Girl Animations, you might want to rename this to ALS Blueprint Girl or something, just so it's different from the other one, so when we go to add it to the character, we know which one's which. It's a bunch of stuff I have to save. Each time it takes this long to save, might as well just bite the bullet and just hit a save all right now. And go over plans, I guess, even though I've been doing that for the last couple of minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get through this online. And the reason why, again, I'm trying to go through this is because online I haven't found many good tutorials that go over adding the advanced locomotions to anything. What is compared to everything, right? Doing it this way, other than me trying to speed rush and making little mistakes like the crashing it with saving the skeleton mesh and trying to not keep too many files open. This allows you to allows me to set up a tutorial that will show you how to add advanced locomotion to any character of any game, as long as it's an Unreal character with an Unreal skeleton. Like, and then again, you can see the pose there, similar bones. And even then, it doesn't have to be like the same boning convention when you're doing the blueprint. When you really want like the bones to be more similar is when you're actually deleting the skeleton or replacing skeletons. So I do that from time to time when I'm trying to do things instead of doing retargeting and all that stuff, because you're getting all these new files. I don't want replications of animation files because it all takes space and adds more and more size to your game. I only want one set of animation files for the player, no matter what pawn or look or character that they have. So I want to get rid of the other skeletons and just have the one skeleton, just have the one animation set, and hopefully, like wonky things don't happen as you've seen before, where the breastbones were like protruding out in odd ways, and it requires a bunch of saving and re-editing and stuff like that, or bringing it in somewhere. But since I know I'm going to be using this character, she has pretty generic bones, except for some additional hair and backpack stuff. All right, so yeah, so let's get to this here. So we're going to switch this to the Advanced Locomotion Girl blueprint. Doing okay. Everything seems fine. Some people might be thinking, oh, but her hands are in her legs. That's just like rotation of her bones. I could just rotate her arms. That's just the idle animation. Oh, why did I hit save? But other than the idle animation, we know that it's not doing any of the weird bones stuff this time around. So I could even yeah, we'll do that quick. We're gonna go into the idle animation and we're gonna fix that. It should be Advanced Locomotion. No, it'll be in my character now because we're not using any of the Advanced Locomotion stuff. I have all my own blueprints. So probably idle. Let's see what we have. Idle. Third person idle run 2D. Oh, she's not standing like that. She ain't standing like that. Content. Oh. Survival Girl. Animations. Leaning, looking, running. Neutral walk pose. So we'll go into the skeleton tree here. We're going to go to the right arm. We're going to pause this at the very beginning of the animation, and we're going to rotate the arm just out a bit. Rotate the arm just out a bit. We're going to hit the play animation now. Save animation here. Go to character. It might be using this one here. Walk right, pose, left pose, neutral. So we'll take this one, fix this one too. Group upper body. Pause. We want to make sure it's on the first frame. There we go. Left pose looks good. Center pose looks good. Okay. So, in order to move all the stuff from the Advanced Locomotion, you're gonna need, you have a base class and you have the actual character class. We're gonna need to move both classes over. So, go to easy survival. For your game, it will be whatever kit you're using. Character base. So I have a base character and we have the player character. For the Advanced Locomotion System, blueprints, character logic, we're going to have the admin guy. We're also going to have the base guy. Controller, is there anything in the controller? You always got to check the controller as well. This is just on possession. This is for camera stuff. If you want to use the LA Advanced Locomotion camera. Also, one of the things you should always check when you do is in the Advanced Locomotion for climbing. Remember, it's going to use a collision. It's going to use climbable collision. I would suggest just setting the collision to ignore, so it doesn't mess with anything that you're doing. For your static objects, you're going to want it to block the collision. For your dynamic objects, you're going to want to block the collision. But everything else, you just want it to ignore. You just want to ignore this climbable. This is just a bunch of inputs that the Advanced Locomotion uses. This is for the camera. This is for overlay for switching states. So it's not much. It's not really using anything. It's the Advanced Locomotion HUD. So it has nothing to do with the character per se. Should be fine without it. The rest of the stuff though, we're gonna need. So I'm gonna move my character over here because we're maybe here. Alright, so we're starting with the base classes first. So first thing first, we want to make sure we get the interfaces. You can pick up the camera interface for now, just in case. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff open. Let's just close some of these things. We're going to close them all for now. We're going to be opening a lot of tabs later on, so close them all for now. Help keep things a little bit more organized. And I'll do the same thing from here. I'm going to be opening things. Close, close, close. So yeah, class settings for interfaces first. Run constructor script. Run constructor script. It has 3 categories that it's hiding. It's cached variables, it's essential information, and its rotation system. So when you go to the class above, it won't be able to see that. Animation Man won't see the rotation system. See, no rotation system here. It does not see any cached items, and it does not see that. So maybe you don't want also for yourself to see those things, so you can hide those categories if you want. I don't see any need to hide those. What's important here is it has 2 interfaces, so we're going to add those, and that's by default. Remember our parent class right now, because its base class will be just character for both of them. So we're going to add ALS character, I believe it was, yeah, in camera. In camera, boom. So now that that's added, we're going to go to class defaults here. See if there's any yellow kind of things like this, because it means it's changing the system. AI controller, that's if an AI is taking control of our class. We're probably not going to switch that. Replicated movements, we are going to be replicating our movements. We're not going to change that. Controller y-axis, that could be important. So we're going to change that here. And again, some of our game will have edits and stuff, so we'll leave those as is. So that's that. Alright. With those out of the way, now we're looking at components here. Looks like they have an ALS component manager, so we're going to make sure we get that in there. Add components, ALS component manager. Now there's character and controllers. You want to go back over here and hover over it. Oh, it's ALS component manager character. They probably just renamed it, so we're going to go add component ALS component manager character, and we'll just keep the full name in there. It's a long name, but it shouldn't affect too much. But at least we know what it is. Alright, and with that in, we're going to start from the bottom. We're going to need to get a lot of these variables in. So, first is these ones here. Copy. And you're just going to paste the variable. Paste the variable. It's taking an odd time to delete a random boolean that's not being used. Alright. I like to also keep the naming conventions also, because remember they had hiding certain variables and stuff like that. And the way you do that is here. The category tab is nice to keep things organized as well. So we're gonna take this velocity. Oh, not duplicate. Control C. Go over here. Control V. And by copying them, we're knowing that they're going to be exactly the same. So if I hit compile here, it's taking a bit. CPUs. These are bad examples because they're not really set, but maybe the ragdolls or something are set here. Here we go. So the ragdoll location is replicated and it skips its owner. When I do Control C and I go over here and I do Control V, compile, I'm gonna get that replicated and skipped owner. So it's by copying all the variables over instead of just making new variables, you're making sure you're getting all the things that are replicated and not replicated, and all that stuff. And again, I would go and get the name here, Control C, go this, Control V, and that way we could stick those in there. So we did the ragdoll server, last roll velocity, ragdoll. Sometimes I find it best just to copy all the stuff, even though you might not use stuff. Like, some people are like, what if I don't want ragdoll in my game? Sometimes I suggest just getting everything over and then making sure everything works, and then removing things that you do not want in your game. Customize it afterwards. Just because if you start editing as you're going, you could end up screwing something and then not knowing what it is that you messed up. Alright, so these are specific structures and stuff. So if you do go to just take out the Advance Locomotion System, any kind of special made structs, make sure you keep those at least, because obviously you're still using them. So I'm going to copy here, paste, LV. Control C, Control V. Copy. Paste. Alright, my game was just glitched out there. Again, I'm going to compile this guy at least. So I can get this open. See, it's all preset variables, which we would like. Control C, and then I'm going to go into the default here. Control V. Now we got spot to put all these things, starting from the bottom. Why you're doing the variables next is because when you start doing your macros and your interfaces and your functions, they're going to use these variables. So if you don't have them, it's going to error and want you to create them. And then to go around trying to sift to figure out where each variable is can be quite a pain. So it's just faster to do it this way. Again, I'm trying to do it as fast as possible without, screwing too many things up. I will probably screw some stuff up because I'm going fast. I've probably done this tons and tons of times just to try to make things quick. Rotation system. Rotation system. Another reason I did it tons and tons of times, just to get used to how the engine works and how stuff works, and just learning. We're gonna get some yellow errors here until we start using the variables. Rotations and stuff, Unreal doesn't like it set 0 and with nothing or not being used at all. So it can't parse 0 values, but once you start using those variables, you'll see those yellow marks go away. So control was done. Yep. On to the movement. Nice little 3-1 here. And then we compile so we can get the and again, as I had mentioned before, just doing the simple Control Z, Control C, Control V. If you're wondering how these variables are going back and forth, there is stuff you get from the marketplace for easy transferring of variables. There's like it's an actual thing. I probably own it too, but I just like to make sure I have hands-on stuff. I mean, eyes and hands-on, I guess, when I do things. But yeah, there is a system that just easily transfers variables and stuff from one blueprint to another in like a click of a button. It pretty much does what I'm doing now, but in a click of a button. It was one of the products that were free for the month at 1.2. So if you were keeping up with me throughout the whole time and you've been picking up all the free for the month assets, you'd probably have the variable transfer. I don't think it's that much either. I think they made it pretty cheap. Oh, I didn't hit enter. I was like, why is it not popping up down there? View modes. These are all the enums. So these are, as you can see, these are states with the words of what you could select. So these are something else that you have to copy over, just like the structures from the Advance Locomotion System before deleting it all, if you weren't wanting it taking space. I guess you could just like remove the character and camera stuff. If you're using the camera, just remove the actual character mesh and keep everything else, just in case. We've done the state values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we're done those. Alright, camera system. Short little quick 3 guy. Variables. File. Camera system. Highlight U. Control C. Control V. Enter. Now it's in there. Control C. Control V. Control C. Control V. Just the three. Speed in there. And now because there's certain basic stuff like speed, I had already checked this beforehand, so I knew we were not going to run into problems. Sometimes when you are just quickly migrating this over, sometimes you'll have to be careful of variables with the same name. So like Advance Locomotion having a variable named speed, there's a high chance that maybe the kit you're using might also have a variable named speed. I would suggest you just rename if you do see something similar. Just Control Z to undo, or just hit the undo button, undo history, and then rename the one in your actual kit and keep this original until you have everything working, and then you could eliminate the variable that you're not using, whether you're not using the speed from your actual base kit or you're not using the speed from the Advanced Locomotion System. Alright, acceleration. Did I get acceleration? No. 3 green, 2 purple, 2 red, 1 orange. Nope, did not get the acceleration. Control C. Control V. Wow, hour in already. Darn. It's a bunch of that loading at the very beginning that held me up. But I kind of knew it would take a long time to do this today. I was just hoping I could just power through it. Alright, D right there. Quick fall. And don't worry, when you're doing the actual ALS guy and the character, it's not as bad variable wise for sure. Because again, I had told you before, like a lot of the meat and potatoes. Oh, up, down, right. Did I just post it? Look left, right, right, up, down, right. Yeah, I just pasted it in the wrong area. I was talking and wasn't thinking. All right, delete that. Desired stance. Teal, 2 red, 2 green, 1 teal, 2 red, yeah. 2 dark green. Yeah, a lot of the meat and potatoes of how your character actually works is in the big base class, and then the higher class is just your fine details of like what the things that might be changing more often. So. Then get the category for that, and components. We're not going to be up. Can sync to server. We'll add, but components are usually added through this. So that's the character, remember? So we already have our component version for that. That's this here. Yeah. This timelines are created in Blueprints, so we're gonna stumble upon the timeline at some point. Another way of doing that is you could probably just find references. Update on change. So always gets timeline update maybe. Nope. It is most likely in the check. No. Before the mantle check. When we're doing the methods, we'll stumble upon the timeline. The timeline's created in here, and so we don't want to. We can't really copy this timeline and paste it over. It's not gonna work. So that's it for the variables. Now we can go into the macros. Control C. There's only 4 of these. Even with having the macros in, because they're treated slightly differently than functions, sometimes when you control pasting functions from one location to another, let's just double check that here. Was that hold input? That looks about right. So that's another thing with macros. So we'll do is roll local. Is roll local. Double check that. Yeah, that's a nice simple one. So we could close those on both sides. Then it was is locally controlled. Is locally controlled. Yep, nice and simple. We can close those on both sides. Next is hold input. So this is when a character's holding when you're holding the control button, for instance, for like the way the Advanced Locomotion System has it for their camera. If you hold the camera button, it goes into first person. If you hold the camera button again, it goes into third person. But when you're in third person and you tap the camera button, it will go from your left shoulder to your right shoulder. If you tap it, it will go from your right shoulder back to your left shoulder. So the way your camera is sitting changes with the tap, but the way and see, this is one of the things that macros will also do is because they're kind of done once, so we're missing this here, and that's why sometimes when you're pasting the blueprints, you're gonna have to go over them to make sure you're not missing anything. So toggle is actually blank. We're gonna have to take this pin and add it up here. That's all connected. That's all connected. Toggle blank, close is clicked. That's all connected. That's all connected. Toggle click. Yep. So that's good. Oh. Should I hit save? I just have such a habit of hitting save. No, it takes so long. I can see if anybody has popped into chat now though. Nope. No friends. That's okay. It's gonna be a very boring night. Well, let's say that it's super, it's hard to make copying variables and stuff interesting. I'm trying to talk and try to keep things going, but tutorials is always hard to keep fun. What is going on? It's having that thing again. Control C. Controls. Oh no. It's going double clicking it. Control C. Control V. There we go. Oh. So going to double click here. Yeah. So it looks like it's another. Just oops. Let me move this guy to the outside for now. Looks like. Oh, I'll keep them side by side. So yeah, it looks like it's just this here. Control C, Control V, and again we're gonna want that timeline hooked up. We're gonna want this hooked up. The value is 0. Everything else is 2, 1. Yeah. 0, 2, 1. Yeah. So have it click on the third one. Where it's placed doesn't matter. I'm just trying to make sure that it looks same when I'm bouncing back and forth, so it's easier on my eyes. Alright, file. Should be good. And you notice all those rotations have already starting to go away. So alright. So that's that. We're going to go into interfaces now. Now a lot of the interfaces, we're going to just be adding variables to them. So see, ours is blank, so we're taking these guys here, and now that we've done the variables first, it's just a quick simple copy paste. It's not going to be like, hey, where's this variable coming from? Well, we did. That's why we start from bottom to top in this case. You can file if you want. And we're going to go to the next one above. This is where it's going to be getting the first person camera. Put that in there. Go to the next one above. 3D pivot point. 3D. So this is third person pivot point. So it's when it's pivoting from, I think, from one shoulder to the next. Actor location of camera 10 and visible. So I want to double check actually. Nope, that's all the things. That's all the things. All the things. So yeah, this is. We'll have to keep that noted. Paste that in there. Traces is 10. Trace channel is visibility. That's something small you can miss. You always have to watch out for that. So that's these done, right? Because we're just on our 3P. So we can start closing some of these again. I told you we were going to be opening up a bunch of them. Close, 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 close. Alright. So now we're going to go into our current states. These are all replicated values for the current states. And as you can see, ours is not the same. Movement state, previous state, rotation, actual gate, actual stance. Also, remember that stance in the Advance Locomotion is crouch. I will probably be changing that at some point. I don't know why they called it stance. I guess that some people prefer stance, but I much prefer crouch. Stance, I think of like a combat stance, like when you have a weapon. I think of stance as like the low ready or the. So we're gonna cancel here. Yes, sometimes it's probably best to go through the functions before the interfaces, because even when you're going through the functions, you can run into this. You're trying to go from the bottom to the top of the functions, and all of a sudden there's certain functions that you're going to need. So if you try to paste it, we need to get speed, is moving, get movement input amount, and has movement input. So if we go here, we got the get speed, and the get speed is an essential information. See, go back here, get speed, essential information. Sorry, forgot what we needed. I think it's is moving. Get velocity, get acceleration of the character, similar. Has movement input, get speed, is moving, I think it is. And maybe get movement input amount. These things look like they're custom variable, like custom functions. So is moving. So let's go look for is moving. Is moving's here. Control C. And we know that's in the information one. Control V. Maybe check these, make sure they're okay actually. Get speed, just 0, 0, those are the same, good. Is moving, confirmed, those are the same, good. Back down to our essential has movement input. Has movement input, also essential information. Has get movement input amount, cancel. So we need to go over here and we need get movement input amount, also essential information. Try to do that. Double check that those are the same. Yep. Alright. And now we could get that movement information. If I go back to this, it was has movement input, that's what we're looking for. And has movement input, these are the same now. Alright, we go back to the essential variables. Get speed we already got, get movement input amount we just did as well, which is actually in has movement. So we should be able to, in theory, now copy these all over, Control C, go back to the input essentials. We'll probably close some of these out here so we're not cluttering our top, so we can easily find what we're looking for. Movement essentials, Control V, and we got everything now. Sweet. And it's just linking them up again, acceleration, is moving, has movement inputs, get the speed, input amount, getting the rotation, and getting the yaw, which is the turning on the z-axis, or like when you're spinning. Go. So that's done. Character states. Now again, a lot of these, you can double click these are not going to change. And then damage, interaction, and character are not actually a part of the events. Those are our game stuff. So we're on to replicate overlay. Change on overlay. So cancel, we're gonna go into replicate overlay, change on overlay state, which is a method. Here it is. Change on overlay state. So, yeah, change on overlay stated. Just check it here. This is like a global library that he has made. So again, this is another type of function in a folder that he has that you do not want to delete. We should, because it's like a global thing, we should be able to just paste that in. That's in the state changes. We're gonna have to make sure we get that. Did not copy again. So we want to go state changes, take that, change that default, so it's nice and organized. We keep everything neat and close. This is a part of components. We'll throw that in there. Alright. But yeah, this is how you migrate a lot of stuff over. We'll be doing the same thing with the main guys here. I know it's long and tedious, but it's the best way I've found of doing it properly with the least amount of errors so far. Quickly with the least amount of errors so far. So so yeah, we got the state changes. We got change on overlay now. So if we has input, let's close, and close that. We were on doing bottom to top. We were on replicating overlay state. So let's paste that function. There we go. And replication on rep is just so that when it's just for multiplayer mode. You can probably look on this view mode. It's probably the same thing. We'll go back up. Change states on view mode change, on view mode change. Let's go into this. These are blueprint interface. We should already have that. These are just variables, and this is a global library. So this should be good to copy. So Control C, go to character, Control V, and now we could go down and we can get our view mode replication. And paste function. He didn't add this to the graph because it's actually for him. It's graph not editable. I think it's a setting that he's set up. So I'm sure that will change later for me as well. So I'm not going to put them into something for now. So we have view mode, rotation, and yeah, there's another rotation one. That's just a blueprint interface, so we should be able to do this one. And probably the same area. View mode, change on rotation mode. Control C. It changes, Control V, change on rotation mode. Alright. And then it's back to this guy, down to the change on replication on rotation. Control C. Control V. And then replication on movement action changed. So scroll up to that. Crouch. These methods come basic with the engine. It's just for crouching and uncrouching the character, so that should be fine as well. And again, it's just in state changes as the other ones were. While we're at it, I probably want to get the get movement state change. So I'm sure that's what's going to happen here. Replicate movement state. Yep, movement state change. And if we go into this, there's ragdoll start though in this one. This is part of the ragdoll set here. The ragdoll start it has a set mode for the character movement. Get socket location. C++, that's just a regular library method. Set, this is regular library. I think this is, yeah, all regular library. Set replicate moment. Yeah, whenever you see the C++ stuff and you try to click on a function, it just means it's going to try to, I have it disabled, but it would try to open up Visual Studios for coding, because it would bring you then to the actual engine blueprint, which we don't want. So start ragdoll is fine. We'll go and paste that function in, and that is in the ragdoll system. And so to close that, we were looking at on movement state changed. On movement state changed. That should be good to go now. And we're just going to paste that in here, and then we should be able to get this. Oh wow, we're getting a lot of up here again. Close a lot of these off because we've already done them. And we're doing on rep. On rep movement state. On rep movement state. Paste function. Now, for the state changes, because we've already done so many of these, I want to try to get the remainder here. So this gate one paste. Might as well just finish it off. We did rotation. We didn't do stance. Do not believe we did stance. We did not do on begin play or on character mode change. Character mode change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we just have to do this begin play, which I'm feeling it's going to be big. Add tick. No, that's a C++. Let's see C++. That's just regular. Set model movement model. Set movement model. That's here. Doesn't look like this has anything in it. So go in here, paste the function, go back, set movement model. Must have got somewhere. Oh, movement system. Alright. Set movement model. There you go. And that was because we were trying to do on begin play. And there was on get change, on rotation mode change, on view mode change, on overlay state change, which I believe we got all those now. Actor rotation, switch locus local, pre. Oh, that's coming from the this manager here, which we should already have that. Set replicate movements. Nope, C++. It's probably C++. Ragdoll end. So we might try to just pick up those ragdolls here. No, we'll just do ragdoll end for now. I'll open it up. Ragdoll end. Set replicate. We clicked on that a few times. We know that's movements, montage. It's just collision. So should be good to go. Copy. We should already have a ragdoll system one. Control V. Get up animation. Cancel. Darn, you missed get up animation. Where was that? Oh, right here it's a small one, little function. And it's just turning blank. So get up animation. Oh, it's part of the ragdoll system. Paste. So we get rid of that. Now we should be able to get that and roll. Paste. These big ones here. I want to make sure everything's going well. Sometimes. There we go. Locally controlled. That's what I want to watch. So on begin play, I think we're good now. That's the last one of the state changes. Then we're going to try to get rid of the ragdoll system. So state changes, control V. So again, this is another problem with macros, or well, yeah, macros are called macros. They don't copy over. So switch is locally controlled and it's a false. Switch is locally controlled and it's from false. We need to grab this, hook that up. And so that's why you sometimes have to watch. Oh, there's something here. Most likely switch local roll. Switch local roll. It's true and it's simulate proxy. True and it's simulate proxy. Close some of these here. Probably need to close that. Alright, so like I said, we're going to try to get, now that we did all the states, we're going to try to get rid of those, finish off that ragdoll. So we have update and actor location during roll that we have to do. So go to ragdoll B. Oh, oh, well, that's the other one we have to get. That's fine. Oh, double got me. Got me twice. Is there any macros in here? There's no macros in here, but there is 2 methods in here. Set scale, half height, I believe. That looks like a custom method that he would have. Nope, that's not it. Oh, server is locally controlled. It does have a macro as well, so we have to watch out for that. This is actor on roll. This is part of a network graph. So go to our character. We're going to add a graph. Call it network. Let's paste this in here for now. It's complaining about the timeline. There's one of the things with the timeline in there. And we have not found the timeline yet. Oh, we'll find it in here sooner or later. So I think that was, is that it? Set actor, let's try that again. Set actor up. That was something we had to do. I thought that was just it calling itself. Sometimes people call itself. Set actor location and rotation. Oh, that's a C++ class. Okay. So set actor rotation, location, update target. It's here. That's rotation system. Do I have rotation system? I do not have rotation system. So paste. Go back here. C. Control V. Get that in there. Right. Set actor draw roll. So we try that again. Character. Paste function. Yep. So we're missing that is locally controlled coming from true. Macro is locally controlled. And it's coming from true. No real other breaks. Good. I should just complain about this mantle. Still not the mantle. Alright. And then so now we could do the updates. There we go. Oops. Yeah, we gotta check the update. Make sure. Everything looks good. All right. now that the ragdoll system's done, we could try to do the movement or rotation system, get one of the big ones out of the way. Oh, we'll just try to maybe knock out, we'll still go bottom to top. We'll just do, yeah, debug. Try to bottom to top and still not get too confusing. Yeah. Control C, Control V, debug. We'll get last velocity and get last movement input rotation. Get last velocity, get last movement rotation. Utility? Get last velocity, get last movement input rotation. I think that was one of them. Let's look at this guy. Get accelerate. That should be simple. Oh, get last velocity. They're both there. Okay, and this is essential information. All right. Do I have it? I do have essential information. I should try to finish that off. So now, I was doing debug, I might as well just finish the last one off here. And the debug's obviously just going to do a bunch of just drawstrings, so that should be fine. Last velocity is good to go. As well. Network open. Alright, so now we'll look at those essential information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, these two blue ones we're gonna get has movement. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing one of these. Calculate acceleration, I believe. Yes. Yep. Yeah, those are the other ones I was working on. Those are good. And so now cached variables is pretty simple as well. Oops, it's doing a weird thing where it's not copying. And then lastly, essential value. Oop, I need another one. Interpret. This here. That's the rotation system. Yep, not much to that one. Okay. So should be able to get that last one now. Set essential values. Ooh. Just check that. So this is not connected. I guess it's just code just in case if you want to do something. Variables can be deleted if you want to use them to connect a sequencer for output. So I guess that's just for like videos and stuff. But everything else looks like it went fine. Alright. Alright, starting from bottom up then. We did the debug, we did the roll, the ragdoll. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, yeah. Mantle system. And we'll start from the bottom, get mantle, seems simple enough. And this should somewhere have the timeline in it because we're using the timeline for mantling. It's what I was trying to do with Flurp to make the animation smooth when I was doing the vaulting. And if we get everything working, we should be able to use their timeline system to make a smooth vault, just like we're doing with the smooth jump up. So mantle system, I don't think we have that. No, it's over here. No, we're starting a new one. There we go. Capsule has room, so checking if it has everything over. Its head, so it has enough room to fit. So Control C, Control V. Mantle update. Should be good. Control C. Control V. Mantle end. Go back to just walking. Control C. Control V. Mantle start. Whoa. This is a lot. And we're going into the check. Note here that even in the advanced locomotion, number 4 doesn't connect to anything, so we can't get worried about that. Is this here? So we're going to go server mantle. So we need to get this stuff over there first. So that would be in our network. We'll go over here. Oh. Again, is locally controlled. It cries about. It's from false. Because it's macro, is locally controlled. And we're going from false. Yep. And then this calls this, so that's why we couldn't copy them at the same time. Now we can get this guy. Might as well. And we're just going to take this actual nice comment tab so we could move this stuff around. And that's the same thing, it's calling that. It has authority, so when we go to copy the check, so if we go back up, it we'll have to look into that. Mantle start, we already got over. Alright. Is walkable, should be fine. Alright. Normally that print string's not actually there. That's my doing. I was testing on my actual game. Oh, 10:45. So this is why there's not many tutorials on this, because there's no quick way to do this. It is long to get all the advanced locomotion stuff over. Alright. Quick. Oh, what was it doing? Oh, mantle check. Control C. And go over here to mantling. Control V. Get player movement, get capsule base, get capsule location from base. Get capsule base, get player input. Oh, this is the utility stuff here, so we'll probably clear off this one here. See if there's anything here. Nope, pretty basic. So we'll copy, put this guy over here, and utility, Control C, utility, Control V. We'll capsule from base. Nothing special here. Control C. Control V. Get player movement input, I think it was. Oh, get forward right vector. Oh, utility again. Let's look at this. So, what are the other ones? Get animation curve. Yeah, we'll pick that up. The other one is get actor component. Yep. And get actor components. And this one's small too. We'll get player movement input. Or well, that's a blue one. So we'll try to get these guys first. Gamepad, and we're going to get that inputs category. So I don't have an input category yet. Then we'll get this here. Then we'll get this here. We'll still check these. Ours is get forward and get right, but you guys, oh, get forward or forward, move forward, access value. That's what we're looking for here. We're going to connect that there. And this would be move right. But I have a graphics glitch right now. And again, I don't believe you guys can see that on your screen. Yeah, I can't even see the what's going on Twitch. So I see about continuing forward for now, because I'm gonna have to close the engine and reopen it again. And yeah, that's just like my computer has this weird problem where I get graphic glitches out. So where was I? Get player movement. Oh, we wanted to just double check. This is forward back again, which you can't fix right now. I'll fix it when I close the engine down, because we're running out of time here. Okay. And so that's all the movement stuff. And after the movement stuff, we were trying to bottom up, right? Oh, get mantle check. So let's try that again. Alright, this is looking good up here. This is looking good here. This is looking good here. It always does that whenever you're pasting graphs. Changes it to 2. Has authority. Good. Yeah. Sometimes it does that. So we're getting these variables somewhere. Right here. But it can't see them for some reason. We can fix that. Yeah. So that's mantling done. Rotation axis. So we have this here. Because I only have 9 minutes left. I gotta go. Kate should be home. Can update. But you guys get the gist of this anyway. And we'll come back next time to do more to finish it off, because we want to be able to have the advanced locomotion in the YouTube video stuff as well as my game. Get map speed first. Where do we get map speed? Oh, we missed that in the movement. Oh, we didn't do movement yet. Wait. We did have a movement system here, yeah. Double check map speed. That's good. What else had I moved over? We started moving over a bunch of the rotation. We didn't really check it, did we? Rotation, all we did was can move. That looks pretty simple. And this here looks good. We already had that guy before. So we'll go to the next one. Oh. Can update moving rotation. Did we even get to that? Yeah, we did. And that was the simple one. We got stuck on the calculating ground rotation angle. Which looks pretty basic. Alright. Next one is set rotation update, which we already have. Then limit rotation so you don't go too far.